So there is another stone structure up there. However, I am not seeing the church on the side of this mountain here, which means I have farther to go than I was hoping. It also means that this thing up here is not where I'm trying to go, not where my car is parked. In which case, it must be higher up there. Holy crap. What have I gotten myself into? So it looks like this is the other monastery, which I hadn't known about. The only reason that I ended up here is because I went the wrong way. There was actually a turn just a few kilometers back there. So a mistake that I'm happy that I made. And there is a hiking trail right there. I'm just seeing it. I didn't know about it. It says, wow, Emporios Volcano. You can hike to the volcano from here. Man, that is amazing. Well, first things first, time to get something to eat. So I have my hiking sandals on because I'm going to investigate that hike there. First, wanted to poke around here a little bit, check out the monastery, if it's open. There we go. Nope, too bad. I'm sure we'll find another one. Now, let's go on this hike. It's going to go, I guess, like along the base of that mountain there. Now, I am definitely not going to hike all the way down inside the volcano, which you can do. You can drive down into it, but it is a very steep road going down, and so it would be a lot of downhill, even if there is a trail that goes down there. But if I could just get a view looking down into it, then that would be really amazing. Either way, just to experience a bit of the Greek islands countryside and the fields and the goats and whatever else we come across will be very interesting, I'm sure. Lots of goats. I just love these kinds of trees, nice and shaded. But almost desertous, you know, very, very dry back in here. It is like 1 in the afternoon now, smack in the middle of the heat. Okay, so where is this hike going? Well, I don't want to go up a big hill, so let's take the downhill route. That is a substantial path there. So I'm always talking about these very randomly placed churches in Greece, and especially on the Greek islands. Look at that. Looks like the trail is going there, so we will get to see it up close. Fingers crossed that the door is open so you can see inside, see the shrine, the paintings and photographs of saints and stuff. And there I can see the path going up the side of that mountain there. Very, very intriguing. I did not hear anything about this previous visits to Nisseros or searching online, so just a lucky thing that I went the wrong way and ended up at that monastery there, because this is ultimate Greek islands adventuring here. Of course, I have water in the backpack and juice and a rain jacket. You never know. So it is 1:13 p.m. Tuesday, June 14th. I just barely have a 2G connection and it's trying to update the temperature, but might not happen. So it was 81 degrees Fahrenheit at 11:30 a couple of hours ago, so probably 85, something like that. So hot, but not crazy hot. So getting close to the church, now people have given various reasons for why these churches are built in such out-of-the-way inconvenient spots. Various reasons. Maybe they're all true, depending on the particular church or something. But one is that I guess people might build a church as a dedication to a saint, likely a local saint. In the last video in Mandraki, I mentioned the saint Nikita. Nikita is the patron saint of Nisros Island. He was born in Mandraki. I looked online after I'd made the video. Okay, I might have passed it. Let's try to get some perspective on where that church is. So there's an old rock wall up there. Going to see some ruins and the trail continuing up that way. But I think the church is across there somewhere. And so after I'd filmed the last video and was editing it, and I looked online for who is this Saint Nikita, and he was born in, I believe, 1716 in Mandraki, but his parents had converted to Islam under force and possibly threat of death by the Ottoman Turks who were occupying Greece here. The Turks occupied Greece for centuries. And so he didn't know that his family was actually Christian. And then somehow in the course of talking to somebody when he was 15 years old, then he discovered the truth of his past, that his family was a Christian family and his real name given to him at birth was actually a Christian name, whereas his name had been changed to, I think, Mehmet, to a Turkish Muslim name. And so he started looking more into Christianity and his past and converted back to a Christian. But then the Turks found out about this and, under threat of death, told him, you must convert back to Islam and go by your Muslim name. And he refused to do so. And he was killed as a result at the age of 16. Okay, I see a little cross. Now, is that the church? So, that could be the explanation for the church that I'm trying to find right now. Although, I thought it was something bigger than that. That is just, oh, okay, there's more of a building to the left. So, that is it. The trail was not going directly there unless there was another trail over there. But you see what I mean? Why are these churches in such totally random and hard to get to places? You have to drive up to the center of the island and then hike along, and then maybe there isn't even a proper path to get there. So I'm guessing there aren't a lot of church services there, but who knows? Maybe so. Not for the sick and elderly, though. Okay, now I have to get down through this brush. But there it is. So made it down, and there is a path, but not much of one. So an unlocked gate means to me it's okay to go in. If they didn't want you to go in, they could lock the gate. There is the monastery where my car is parked. And the moment of truth. Locked or unlocked? Locked. So this is funny. I walked right up along that wall and then I guess turned and somehow I got up there without seeing the trail right there. I guess maybe I went up there and around and then went up that way thinking it was going to be higher up instead of doubling back. You can't actually see the church and the little cross from here. So anyways, if you try this hike, skip the bushes, go straight on that way. Now I'm just going to hike a little bit further, see if I can get a view around the corner of this mountain. Where's that plane coming from and going to? Not Coast Island, I guess. Going towards Turkey, it seems. All Greek. Maybe going to Istanbul or Bodrum. So, getting some great views now. Look at that. You can see that little islet better. It's actually fairly good sized. It's almost like two islands connected together by, I guess that would be an isthmus, and then the much larger coast island in the background. So if there isn't something soon, a viewpoint or encouragement that I'm getting close to a viewpoint or something like that, then I will probably turn it around, because the volcano closes, not the actual volcano of course, but entrance into it at 4:30, and want to make sure I have plenty of time to get there and see it. But gotta go at least right up there. Alright, another moment of truth. Is it going to be a false saddle or an epic view? Well, sort of a little of both. Tempting me to go onwards. How can I not go onwards? So check it out. Nice little valley here. And you can see the trail just looping around the side of the mountain there. And from there, it looks like it's going to be an amazing view. Gotta go for it. Almost there. Still hiking. Still looking for that viewpoint. I have a good feeling right up ahead here. So I'm almost there, I think. But look what I found. we got some old ruins. What is it? A shepherd's little home or place for animals. An arched building here. Okay, there was just a noise. What was that? Maybe a bird. So, what is this? It is quite old and quite small. It really doesn't look like somewhere for somebody to live in. I'm guessing a little animal shelter. Very cool. Not super impressive, of course, but there's something different about coming across the ruins unexpectedly in remote places with nobody around. Just a piece of history that has been sitting there alone in the quiet for possibly centuries. And so this trail is getting a little more treacherous, sort of. Lots of big rocks, and I keep getting teased with finally getting an actual viewpoint. How much longer am I going to keep on chasing this? So I've seen the road just around the corner here, coming from the other side and going down into the crater. So this is the crater that you're seeing right there. Okay, I'm going just to the last point to see if I can finally get that view. Good news. Here it is. At least you can see part of it. Maybe not the exact bottom of the crater, but you can get the idea. So the actual crater where there are these holes, like volcanic ducts or whatever, with steam coming out of them, at least the time that I was here in 2009, is like around the corner to the right there. So you can't actually see like the heart of the crater, but that's basically the bottom of the crater floor. And so the sign back at the monastery also showed Emporios, or Emborios. That is a village that is up there somewhere, which I will be driving through. And so you could keep on hiking down into the valley, I guess, and then back up that hill. That would be a steep one there to get to that village, and then from there even keep on walking down the road, or maybe another trail back down to the sea, and then back to Mandraki or whatever. So that would be an epic, all-day hike to do something like that. But now, time to get back to the car and get back on track. I have no idea where the trail is at this point. Now, there is a road there, which I'm trying to get to. I am not exactly lost, but I totally lost the trail. I think it must be up there. I realized that I had gotten off the trail somehow and looked around right where I was. I wasn't sure if it was more to the left, uphill a little bit, or more to the right, downhill a little bit from where I was at that point. Couldn't find it, and so I just, did my best to head in the right general direction, which turns out to be correct. But I think the trail must be up there somewhere, and the church around the corner there. And so I've been off trail for a good 20 minutes or so, going through this pretty brutal terrain, especially with the very intense sunshine there. I'm doing fine, and I'm encouraged by seeing that. I believe that is the monastery, I hope. And once I get down this hill, then it's an easy, relatively easy walk up that road there. So Just got to take it slow and careful. This would, of course, be a terrible, terrible place to break an ankle, potentially life-threatening at this point. But I've been in worse situations in the past, and there's going to be some really cool sights along the way. This trippy-looking rock structure, which looks natural, and then some more old buildings and rock walls. Obviously, this was a farming area, lots of goats. Okay, going to put the camera away, focus on my feet. Made it to the bottom, and look at this. This was obviously inhabited, or at least an area for animals, farming, something like that. There's all kinds of human evidence. I mean, obviously the road, but older looking stuff. These walls, terraced fields up there, some kind of a chimney. What? That is a chimney. Or a well. Okay, maybe that's a well. That would make a lot more sense, unless there was some structure underneath with an entrance. But I guess a well. Wild. Sometimes getting lost is a good thing. And then you can see some wooden fences and gates up there. An enclosure. So it looks like this is actually still in use. Now, where is this road going to take me? Hopefully back to my car. I think that I will see the little church up on the hill up there, and I was supposed to be on the trail up there, because if I recall, then I did actually turn off of a more major trail to head up to the church. And here we have this very trippy looking rock formation. Here we have a structure. There is where I came from, all down through that horribleness. Just gonna get a quick shot of this because I gotta run. Ooh. Interesting arched entryways and bones. What is that? I guess probably a goat. Certainly that right there, goat hair. Unless that could be dog-like. Lots of bones inside. Creepy, creepy place. Another skull and another skull. Whoa. Lots of jawbones. So what has been munching on meat in here? Or are animals just dying and rotting here? Or, I mean, they seem pretty, scattered around. Unless maybe people were cooking in there or something, but I don't know. Bit of a mystery. Okay, let's find out how lost I am. Am I basically found or a long ways from the car? So there is another stone structure up there. However, I am not seeing the church on the side of this mountain here. which means I have farther to go than I was hoping. It also means that this thing up here is not where I'm trying to go, not where my car is parked. In which case, it must be higher up there. Holy crap. What have I gotten myself into? Ay. Yeah, I'm just not seeing that church, not seeing the trail. The bit of good news is that I'm on a road, and the road will lead somewhere. And I'm doing fine, not thirsty, not too hot. But this has taken on another level of challenge and adventure that I was not looking for. I could easily just walk back to town, so I will get out of here, but the question is, do I try to get up and over the saddle on the left, or just take this road to wherever it goes and then from there figure something out, even if it means catching a taxi back to my car. I don't even know if there are any taxis actually on this island, but I could get a ride or even walk it later or whatever. But time to make some decisions and make them smartly. So that is the hill that I was considering hiking up, and hoping that where I'm supposed to be is up and over other side of that mountain. However, saved! Luckily, I looked once again to the left, and there's the church. So the way that I came down to that gully was down the hill instead of the trail that I went up on the right there. But as I said, that I thought that I had turned off of a main trail to go up to the church. That was the case. The main trail was, in fact, what I was on. Little butterfly here. And so, that means that the buildings I was seeing up here are in fact the monastery, and I'm almost back. There you can see the church better. What an absolute relief. Up until a minute ago, I was mentally and physically preparing myself for a long journey ahead. Going up that, hiking through another valley with rocks and bushes and whatever. So, oh man, that's amazing.